Thank you. I would just like to rise to take a call to put not the previous member who just spoke, but the one before that. I'd like to put that speech in context. But first, to recognise the previous speaker, I would agree that the meeting, the committee meeting, was well chaired. The work that it did was particularly well researched and well prepared. We were remarkably well served by all the officials, and we had a fair number of them, because this bill involves a very central part of the work we do. And so we did have the opportunity, Mr. Chairman, to be well advised by a range of very, very experienced officials. But there are two stages of consultation for a bill passing through the House. And I know on those times when I've been at the Australasian and other Commonwealth meetings, they ask how we manage with just having one House. And the way we do it, of course, is to have a very significant part of consultation with the public going through the Select Committee submissions and considerations. It's a very, very important part of a bill's progress. Full participation during the Select Committee process is available to any Member of Parliament and to every party. And all parties in the Select Committee process are given the opportunity to be fully involved. I note that the Honourable Trevor Mallard was very critical of the introduction by the Green Party of an SOP which effectively assumes, one could say, a holier-than-thou, virtuous amongst all, never really wanted to agree attitude. I personally find that a disappointment and an unnecessary intrusion into an otherwise very hard-worked process. I'm put in mind, Mr. Speaker, of someone who's deliberately rude in public and then apologetic in private. This is a sort of reverse process. The public, we've been told, expect transparency, as if the committee process has not provided it. We most certainly did. But the public, Mr. Speaker, not just expect transparency in the end result and in the public process, they also expect deliberation and consideration to be conducted with integrity and with ethics, all those parts of the bill which are held in committee. For a party to suddenly change their mind, coincidentally, when there was some criticism of the result of the changes that the committee recommended in the media, and I noted, Mr. Speaker, that the Green Party was singled out as having not fronted up. So there was a sudden change in their view. And I think it doesn't reflect well on the parliamentary process, and I think they should do better than that, because I think there is a problem, Mr. Speaker, where you have a party that constantly votes against everything, thereby claiming for themselves a particular position in parliamentary process. The reality of that is they're only doing so because they know the legislation is going to pass anyway, because that's the only way they can protect themselves. I would suggest for a party that has no electoral seats, for a party that considers itself a partner, I think a future partner in government, I think they need to really consider their current standpoint that they are using. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Members, we move to the vote on part one. First, we have the Brendan Horan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you for the call. In addressing the important preliminary provisions of this bill that determine